Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're having a tough time with early bosses or struggling against elite enemies, this build will change everything. Trust me, once you try it, there's no going back. It makes the early game feel like a walk in the park. In this video, I'm going to show you an absolutely broken spell build for the early game in Wuchang Fallen Feathers. This build is centered entirely around spellcasting and deals insane damage while keeping you safe from harm. I'll walk you through everything: weapon choices, gear, skills, and key upgrades, so you're fully equipped to melt enemies and bosses alike. For a spell build, you need to go with a one-handed sword. And just to clarify, I'm not including any Deluxe Edition weapons. Everything here is tested with gear you can obtain simply by playing the game. The first one-handed weapon you'll use is the Dark Frost Edge, which you can find when you first arrive at Light's End Temple. It's on a table near a small group of enemies. This sword is fantastic for spellcasters as it comes with additional spell power, which directly increases the damage dealt by your spells. It also features the evasive maneuver weapon skill, allowing you to dodge incoming attacks with ease. When timed perfectly with Skyborn Might, it grants 2 powerful buffs for 5 seconds, a damage boost that amplifies your overall output, and Energize, which speeds up your stamina recovery. Use this weapon until you get the next upgrade. That weapon is the Astral Blade, which you get after defeating the Centipede boss in Bandit Cave. It's a massive step up, with higher magic and spell power and a level 4 control multiplier, meaning your spells will deal even more damage. Its skill, Awakening Seal, costs 2 Skyborn Might and increases your attack stats for 10 seconds, perfect for dealing more damage. On top of that, it also grants 2 stacks of Biding Time, which speeds up your Skyborn Might regeneration. For armor you want to equip, which provides higher mitigation and resistance. You can choose this based on enemies you are dealing with. For Jade Pendants, here's what you need. Twin Infant Pendant boosts stamina recovery, Bird Pendant increases your weapon's magic damage, Lifesteal Pendant to recover health when defeating enemies, great for mob fights, or Fiend Felling Pendant for increased damage against large enemies. Now let's talk about spells, the heart of this build. I'm going to recommend 4 spells that are incredibly strong for early game. Make sure you rotate between them depending on the situation, don't just rely on one. First up is Vorpal Blade. It's a magic type spell with a level 1 control multiplier, so it deals slightly less damage compared to those with higher multipliers. However, it's still an amazing spell because it only costs 1 Skyborn Might, allowing you to spam it. It's especially useful against mobs and is perfect for taking down the first boss. Next we have Echo of Dutanga, which you unlock after beating that first boss. This spell is fantastic for critical playstyles. Hitting an enemy from behind knocks them down and opens them up for an Obliterate strike. It also applies burn buildup thanks to its 50 burn status attack, making it incredibly effective against enemies that are vulnerable to fire. Then comes Echo of Lu Bingjiang. This is a feathering type spell with a level 3 control multiplier, meaning it deals serious damage. It costs 3 Skyborn Might, but with a certain skill, we can reduce its cost to only 2 Skyborn Might stacks. It can also trigger Alacrity, which I'll explain shortly when we get to the skill tree. You get this spell after beating the High Priest in Shu Sanctum. Last but not least is Infernal Flames. It's a magic type spell with a level 3 control multiplier, and only costs 2 Skyborn Might. The best part? It homes in on enemies and builds up burn thanks to its 70 burn status attack. You get this spell by defeating a fiery dancing enemy in Shu Sanctum. It's devastating against anything vulnerable to fire. Now, let's cover benedictions. You won't have enough options for a complete set early on, but these picks are excellent. Oath, use Wave Vitality Power, which increases damage when you're at full health, though it does increase stamina consumption. Memory, use Ren Skyborn Vigor, which boosts stamina recovery during Skyborn Might. Wisdom, use Wei Skyborn Magic, which increases spell damage briefly after gaining Skyborn Might. Coming to the skill tree, or impetus repository. Your first priority is unlocking Skyborn Call 1, which lets you hold 3 Skyborn Might stacks. Then unlock Alacrity, a game changer for spellcasters. With this, if you get attacked while casting a spell, like Echo of Lu Bingjiang, you not only dodge, but also gain 1 Skyborn Might. Mastering this takes skill, but it's incredibly rewarding. Next, unlock Unbroken Focus, which ensures Biding Time stacks don't fall below 3, as long as your madness is above 90%. Grab Fiery Embers only if you're using fire-type spells in the area. Now unlock Fury of the Skyborn. This skill is huge for Echo-type spells. If your madness is above 50%, it reduces the skyborn cost of echo-type spells by 1, letting you cast Dutanga and Lu Bingjiang more frequently. Make sure to grab the Bone Needle magic skill as well. It enhances your weapon's spell potency, directly increasing spell damage. Unlock Temper to gain an additional Temperance charge. And once you collect more Red Mercury, go for Skyborn Call 3, giving you the maximum of 5 Skyborn stacks. If you're using feathering spells, invest in the feathering nodes. For magic spells, focus on the top section of the tree related to magic. Now let's talk about the weapon skill tree. Start by unlocking Biding Time. This skill helps you generate Skyborn stacks faster. The more Biding Time stacks you have, the faster you regenerate. And this synergizes beautifully with Astral Blade. Using Awakening Seal gives you 2 stacks of Biding Time instantly. The cap for Biding Time is 8 stacks. Next, unlock Wind Force, which lets you perform a charge-heavy attack instantly by spending 1 Skyborn Might. It is perfect if you are behind the enemy to deal more damage. What you unlock next depends on your spell focus. If you're using feathering spells, start grabbing feather skills. Unlock Swift Blade, which requires red feathers dropped by red-eyed enemies, which you'll collect plenty as you progress. Also unlock Ascending Wrath. If your madness is over 90%, your final light attack grants a Skyborn stack. If you want to experiment with discipline skills, you can unlock Swift Lunge and its variant too, which adds a second strike with a clash effect. For magic spells, focus on the topside mirror nodes. You can also unlock Spinning Kick Discipline skill. If you do, make sure to get both variants. The first unlocks a second spinning strike, while the second boosts potency and helps fill your critical meter faster. Just note, this skill also needs 90% madness to be active. With these spells, weapons, and skills, you'll breeze through the early game and crush bosses with ease. If this guide helped you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more Wuchang Fallen Feathers builds, and drop a comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.